What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Harrison Graham here from the Kansas City Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. It is mailbag time. You see what to do. Use hashtag Chiefs or Super Chat to get your questions on the show. That way, producer Trace can pull up as many as possible that we can answer for you guys here on today's show. If you Super Chat, you're going to be able to skip the line here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. And we got some Super Chats, so let's start there. I'm DeBrown with a Super Chat. Appreciate that. Running game is terrible. Special teams is not special. No explosive offensive players. Is the problem more about the roster or the coaching staff? I mean, look, they're 2-1. They scored 43 points in week 1. But yeah, the offense last 2 weeks hasn't been quite as good. You couldn't run the ball in week 3. That's a bit problematic. But yeah, you lost some explosion when you lost Tyreek Hill. We knew that was going to be the case. I thought Juju showed some flashes in week 3. I think continuing to get him involved will help. We need Kelsey to be a little bit more, involved than he has been. He's still been good, but not great. I'm not worried about the roster necessarily. The only coaching question I continue to have is the Bieniemy situation. Like, are him and Mahomes on the same page? Can they get along? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Gwendolyn, should we put week 4 on the hot seat too because Hurricane Ian? I don't know. That's a good question, actually. That is a very good question. I guess we'll see, right? That game, Sunday Night Football in Tampa, I know NBC would be pissed to lose a game, but hey, who knows? We'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, if a hurricane sweeps through, there's probably not going to be a game. But, you get these teams on the coast like the Bucs, the Dolphins, New Orleans. These situations pop up, so we'll keep an eye on it. Definitely probably going to be a weather forecast to monitor throughout the week. From Smooth, another Super Chat. Appreciate that. I feel like we will lose the next 3 games. Now, that's an overreaction. I don't think that's going to happen. But they got to play better. I mean, the Colts are not better than the Bucs. I'll tell you that. So, listen, they got to play better. They got to play sharper. The Chiefs rise up for these big games. And sometimes, unfortunately, they play down to competition. They're a better team than the Colts. They know it. We know it. The Colts know it. They just didn't play up to their level. So you got to play better. Simple as that. From Champ, do you see any chance Sean Payton coaching the Raiders next season? Oh, man. Sean Payton to the Raiders. I'll tell you this, my guy Mitchell Renz, you think we're in shambles after a loss yesterday, or on Sunday. Mitchell Renz, host of the Raiders Report, absolute shambles. He wants Josh McDaniels fired already. I bet he'd take Sean Payton. I hope that doesn't happen. Keep McDaniels. Keep Josh in Vegas because get the hashtag keep Josh going right now because he doesn't scare me at all. Sean Payton in the AFC West, that's another formidable coach you got to deal with. McDaniels, though, total stiff. We know Hackett's a hack, and Brandon Staley might be the most overrated coach in football. So let's not get Sean Payton in the AFC West. I'll tell you that right now. If you love the Chiefs, type KC. Producer Trace came up with this one. Whoever comments KC the most in the comments will get a shout out. Whoever types it more than once. So spam it 50 different times, 100 times. Whoever does it the most, gonna get a shout out. So type KC if you love the Chiefs. Let's make it happen. Jared Neal, what was up with Orlando Brown? Happy we franchise tagged him instead of paying all that money he wanted. Yeah, I mean, he needs to play better as well. I still think Orlando Brown's fine. But he's not best tackle in the league worthy, and that's the type of money he wants. So if he plays like this moving forward, he's not going to reset the market. The Chiefs won't do that with him unless he continues to improve. But I think he will. We're 3 games into this season. Second half of last year, he played really well. A little up and down early this year, but let's give it a little bit more time. JD Hollowell, what is your view on the wide receiver core after 3 games? Inconsistent a bit. Sky Moore not giving you anything has been a bit disappointing. This was the snap count in the last game. I got to say, I did not think Marquez Valdez-Scantling would be leading the team in snaps at receiver, but that's the reality, and he's not a number 1. But I also said it all offseason. You don't really have a number 1 right now. Kelsey's your number 1 as a tight end, and even he's been a little underwhelming. He's still great, we know that, but You need more production from Juju. You need McCole Hardman to get you some big plays. I'm not worried, but it hasn't been great. It hasn't been great, I must say. Smooth with the super chat. Appreciate that, my friend. What can Herbert, Brady, Josh, and Aaron, or why can they have elite defenses but Mahomes can't? It's not fun. I mean, I'm not saying the Chiefs' defense is elite because it's not smooth, but they held Jonathan Taylor to 71 yards and less than 3.5 yards per carry. Matt Ryan had a decent game, goodish game compared to his first 2 weeks, but, I mean, you held a team to 20 points. This Chiefs offense should score over 20 every game without problem. You lost because you scored 17 points. The offense wasn't good enough, and the special teams blew it. That's why you lost. The defense did not cost you this game. And by the way, 7 of those points were just handed to the Colts. Sky Moore dropped a punt inside his own 10. Colts punch it in a couple plays later. So, I mean, you take that out of it, you held them to 13 points, and we're bitching about the defense? Like, big picture, that's fine. But this game, not even close. Cole Keller, you think this loss will affect the Chiefs next week against the Bucs? The Chiefs, this is a veteran, resilient team. I don't view this as a game that'll carry over. I expect the Chiefs to bounce back, but they got to correct some things. They got to be sharper. Mahomes needs to play a little bit more efficiently, and you can't have the miscues that you had last week. Special teams killed you. It just did. What year was it? Let us know down in the comments. And if you can't remember the year, let me know who the quarterback was when you became a Chiefs fan. Just curious to see how long some of you guys have been supporting this football team. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring today's show. We'll get to some more questions in a moment, but can't continue without telling you about this awesome opportunity. If you love betting on sports, or if you've never bet on sports but want to start, BetUS is a great place to go. You know why? Because we have a great deal for you guys. Go to chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Plug in the promo code Chiefs125 to get a 125% deposit bonus. So if you put in $100, they'll send you an extra 125 for free in what's called free play, extra money to bet on. And hey, go bet on the MVP. Mahomes now the third favorite. Lamar Jackson jumping up after a 5-touchdown performance. Josh Allen and Lamar tied at plus 375 odds. Mahomes plus 600. Jalen Hurts having a huge season. He's at plus 600, and then Tom Brady at plus 1,000. If you want to go bet on Mahomes, for example, put down $10. If he ends up winning it, you'd get $60 in winnings. Chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Promo code Chiefs125. Another super chat from Smooth, today's MVP so far. Speaking of MVP, do you think Mahomes still has a chance to win MVP? Of course. I mean, he's got 8 touchdowns and 1 pick in 3 games. It wasn't his best game Sunday, but it's early. His numbers are still top 5 basically across the board. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't a great game. Like, would I say he's the MVP through 3 weeks? No, but we're not even a quarter of the way through the season. We're not even 20% through the season. So let's revisit this down the road. I think he's firmly in the race. You guys just saw the odds. Third favorite to win it. So yeah, he is definitely still in the mix there. Subscribe to the Chiefs Report if you are a part of Chiefs Kingdom. If you're not, then don't subscribe. But if you are and you don't subscribe, then I don't know if you're a true Chiefs fan. I got to question that because we're publishing daily videos, news, rumors, analysis, post-game shows, watch parties, live shows on Monday. We do it all. We answer your questions. Go ahead and subscribe. It's free. We're going to have you covered all season long. Carl Bailey says, bring back Suck Up. Isn't he the Bucks kicker? I think he is. I think we're going to face him. You could kidnap him after this game. It's obviously a joke. Don't cancel me. But yeah, it's he's on a team, so you can trade for him, I guess. But I don't think the Bucks are going to trade their kicker. Ice Mary here. I think the Chiefs need to trade up in the draft, get another receiver, or just trade for a better one. Yeah, I mean, look, I think wide receiver is definitely going to be on the table in the draft next year. I do want to see how Sky Moore develops, but even when they drafted him, I didn't view him as like a future number 1. I thought he could be like a number 2. Obviously, he has a long way to go. But this is a good receiver class. They're going to have good draft capital. So, yeah, I think drafting a receiver high next year makes a lot of sense and is very much a realistic possibility. Tony says he's confused. This argument needs to stop. Honestly, the Chiefs need to work something out, which, well, maybe another reason we lost. Trent Modifiers out. Trent McDuffie. That must have been an autocorrect. Willie Gay out. Again, I don't blame the loss on Willie Gay and McDuffie being out. The defense was fine. They were fine. He gave up 20 points, and 7 of those were gift wrapped it on a platter. What Tony's talking about, I think, is the Andy Reid or the Eric Bieniemy, Patrick Mahomes situation. And yeah, it's got to get worked out. They got to figure it out, and I think they will. But not a good look. Not a good look, to say the least. Make sure you guys are following me on Twitter. Daily Chiefs updates, some NFL musings on a daily basis as well. DMs are also open, so if you have any questions, you can ask me over there. It's at HGramNFL on Twitter, at HGramNFL on Instagram as well. Same handle, different platform. You can hit me up. So give me a follow, and we're going to have you covered all season long.